to the rescue, and her doggies. I got to give them a cookie. They were really nicely behaved this morning. How is everyone? I hope you had a lovely um, Labor Day. If you celebrate it, I think it's only in the U.S., but I hope that you enjoyed yourself, did something fun. Actually, I didn't. Yesterday it was a quiet day for us because we had this huge party on Saturday that I mentioned last week. My sister turned 60. Actually, she turned 60 on the 3rd. So we decided to give her a big old party. And it was a big old party. Oh my gosh. We had lobsters coming out of our ears. And we had shrimp and scallops and corn and steamers. And steamers are clams that you that are in the shell that you steam open, which are really nice. And it was just a really fun day. I haven't had that many people in my house for a very long time, since way before COVID, I think. Even last year when I had my auntie here, it was still more people and a lot more craziness. And you know, because they were cooking outside, they were cooking inside, there was just a lot of people, and it was a lot of fun. I wasn't feeling so well, so it was good that I only did the things that could be done ahead, which was our wonderful banner. If you haven't seen it, my sister loved that. We paired that with balloons, and like a big 6-0 balloon. And then I made also for the cake, which is still at my house. After everybody took some, there's still quite a bit left. I don't know what size cake they got, but it was huge. And all the other stuff, leftover stuff. But Mom and I were eating it yesterday, and it was kind of fun. So I hope you all had the same sort of fun weekend. And I'm really excited, actually, to be heading into fall, because this summer has not been the best for me. And so I'm just like, I don't know, the back to school time is like a refresher of sorts for everyone, I think. Owen starts his school, eat cake for breakfast. Yeah, no, it's a lot of cake. It's a lot of cake, but and it's very fresh cake from Tripoli's Bakery, which is in North Andover. If you're in the area, North Andover, very good cakes. Um, Comparing to like Diorce's, which is another great bakery in Peabody, where I like to get my cakes from, but this was from Tripoli's. But anyway, I just like Owen starts school today. My mom's off to a program. It feels like the sunlight is fallish. And so I thought it would be fun to do this pumpkin spice. And I think pumpkin spice season started on the 1st. Do you know that they've been doing this now for over 20 years, and it started at Starbucks? And there's a whole history behind it, but now it's, I think it's sort of peaked, but everybody enjoys a pumpkin spice latte or pumpkin spice anything. And so I thought that it would create a nice card, and this is the card that I created. It's not like over the top or anything, but it's still pretty cute, and it's a great card just to send somebody perhaps a thank you, excuse me, perhaps a thank you or something. But it says happy pumpkin spice season. I'm missing there on the P, but it's cute. It offers a little pumpkin that has pop dots or foam right here, and it's basic. And you could change it up. You could change up these background pieces to maybe something autumnal looking, and it's just like it's not a birthday, it's not an anniversary, it's not a special event. It's just kind of a nice everyday card. And all of the images are from Cricut Design Space, so I wanted to show you how to put it together. So let's go ahead and get started. I want to just say hi to everybody. You've never had a pumpkin spice anything? Oh no. Is this oh okay. Yeah, normalcy. Just back to order. You know? You picked an apple tree? Awesome. Oh, I wish I had apple trees. I wish I had apple trees. All right. So good morning to all my friends. There's Loretta, of course, Cheryl, Leslie, Dawn. There's a Mama Bear, Melinda. I saw Louise on earlier. Shirley. Who else did I see? Did I see Leslie? Yep, there's Leslie. Yeah, Leilani. So I'm going to show you how to put this card together from just images. I think what happens is we all like get used to doing projects. At least I do. You know, we get to used to doing projects. They come in and we just cut them out, which is fantastic, you know, because someone is creating a card or creating a project that we put together and has pieces and layers and we figure out how to do it. But I think what goes missing sometimes is all of the images that are out there that are flat. Like they're just like this one, Happy Pumpkin Spice Season. I mean, it's cute, but where are you going to put it? So I started thinking about, well, I love to make cards. And so maybe I need to look at those images as parts of a card that I put together myself. So I was just thinking, I think of it in terms of like sewing. So when you're sewing, use a pattern usually, but sometimes you just make it up and it ends up being pretty terrific and you just use pieces from here and there. So this is kind of a, let's jump in and find out how to make this card. So you'll notice that this card is an sort of rounded corner card, and you might be wondering, how did I do that? And then of course we have this is the insert, and these are all the layers, and then there's also this, which is the coffee cup. And when you go into my form or my file, you can see all of the images that I used. So here I used this coffee cup, I used a square, I used Pumpkin Spice Season. That's the image that I wanted to use. There's a pumpkin, and then here is a line that is used to score. So that's not too terrible, right? So let's get started on it. So we'll pretend that like I'll leave this blank. All right. And then what first thing I think we should do is go find our images for the pumpkin and for the pumpkin, for the coffee. So we need a coffee cup. So let's try that. Coffee cup. And we could use the images that we had there, but I wanted to give you the idea of what it feels like to create your own. Now, I don't remember whose coffee cup I used, but look at, oh my gosh, there's so many here. There's so many, and I think this can get a little overwhelming. I mean, 7,700 images of coffee. So there we go. And there's a lot, but I specifically want one like this, but I want it to be, maybe I should type in paper coffee cup. Paper coffee cup. Let's see if that works. No, that makes it more images. All right, so let's go back to the canvas and we'll have a look at what I chose. So I'm going to go on the title, and down here I see coffee cup. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring me to that coffee cup. All right. So this one is number M31 9B 2350. Bingo. So we're going to use that. We're going to add that to our canvas. All right. And then we have to go back here and look at this pumpkin. And here's the pumpkin. It's by Emilia, and it's M3D8F5 B68. I mess up with those numbers, so that's why I do bookmark it. So there we go. So we have those two pieces on here, and yes, they are differently sized, but that's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to ungroup the coffee cup, and we're going to take off the heart. We don't need the heart, okay? So let's delete that. And then all we've got is this, which is the top, and then this, which is where they, you put the little holder. And then we got our pumpkin, which is not proportionate. So let's squeeze that down. I think we could probably have a little bit of the stem sort of on there. And then we have our main focal image. Okay. So I'm just going to group this together so that I don't have to worry about it moving around. But obviously the sizing is not correct. And that's okay. We're going to come to that. So now we want to go over to shapes, which is over here on the left. And instead of choosing a regular square, I'm going to choose this rounded square. Okay, so I'm going to choose that. And I'll make it bigger, but I'm going to actually open it up and I'm going to make it 5 by 7. So let's make a 5-inch width by a 7-inch height. All right, so now we've got, this is going to be the size of our card. Let's change the color out to beige or white. I'll try white. And now we need the back of the card, right? So we're going to go over here. We're going to duplicate it. And now we've got these two pieces. They're not squares. They're rounded off. And we like that rounded off pit, but we do need to put in a score line, right? So, because we want it to be attached. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to align it to the bottom, line both pieces to the bottom, and we're going to make sure that these are touching ever so gently, touching just a little bit overlap here. Okay. And then we're going to choose both of these, and then we're coming down here again to weld. Okay, do you see what happened here? It's actually created this welded one piece out of the two pieces. Isn't that great? That's going to be our card. We're going to go back to shapes and we're going to get a scoring line. So here's a score line. And we're going to either stretch it to 7 or doesn't have to be exactly at 7 because actually it's not quite 7. So we just have to make sure we like the way that it looks. And let me see if I can do an aligned center, if that would work. Yeah, the aligned center does work. So now we have our card base. Let's attach that, okay? And we're going to pretend this side is our front of the card, even though we cut this out, it won't be on the front. So let's have a look at how this is going to be proportionate. All right, so our card is this size, and that's the size we want it. It's 10 by 7. There we go, 10 by 7. And now here is our coffee cup. And I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller because just putting this on the card, I think it looks bland. So I would like to create some layers here. So I did squish it down. It's about the size, it's like about 4 by 5 there. But let's go ahead back to the shapes and choose that squared off shape again. Okay, now we're going to unlock that and let's do 4.75 by 6.75. This could be a layer for our card. There you go. There is a layer. So let's change the color. I like that green. Now, if we want to make another layer on top of this, click on this image, right? And we're going to go to offset. Now, this is different. We're going to offset in the minus direction. So we're going to offset at minus 1.25. Maybe we'll go a little bit further. Maybe do 1.8. Yeah. Now see, it's all cornered and I'm going to hit apply. And now I have another layer and it's perfectly proportioned with my card. Isn't that great? So we can change the color of this to whatever we want it to be, brown. Okay. So look at that. Let me just arrange this to the front. arrange, bring to the front. Okay, and we're just gonna just kind of sort of settle in on, is this the right size for this? And I think it is. It gives enough space all around, and I think it's pretty charming, actually. And you see that the pumpkin has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. As the back layer, which is brown, and then it's got the different layers to give it sort of dimension. And I cut mine out in, I used the Swiss dot for here because I was like just looking for something different. I used it for the top. And I used also this orange for pumpkin. And now we have to think about the inside of the card. So the inside of the card, I have Happy Pumpkin Spice Season. But let's go ahead and have a look at what else there is out there. So let's just type pumpkin spice season. All right, see what we get. There's no way there's 31,000 images for pumpkin spice. Yikes. Okay, I wanted to say happy pumpkin spice season, so maybe I can add happy to that. Let's see how that works. Oh, okay. It just made more images. I don't know. This search engine is a little weird. Okay. So we can pick out whichever one we like. Here, there's whatever you choose. Drown me in pumpkin spice junkie. I really wanted the happy, like, you know, just like happy pumpkin spice season. And this is a printable, so I don't want to do that. So let's go back to our canvas and find out where I got that other one from. So let's come up here and we'll look at this and see. Okay, here it is by Vanessa Brady. I think that we'll choose that one because that's the one I chose for this card and add it to the canvas. Now obviously it comes in really large and we want to proportion it to the card. So all we need to do is sort of squish like this until it gets to be the size we want, and I think that is fine. Now I actually cut out my I don't know what color I want for this. Let's see. Not really. Let's go up a little. Pumpkin spice. Let's go down a little. No. So I'm just changing around the color. Okay, that works. Because this is not the color I'm going to cut. I actually cut it out of this stuff, which is Cricut Smart Vinyl Permanent, and I believe this is called turquoise, and so that's what I'm going to, or I have cut this out of. So that's it. Now we go to make it, but we want to save it first. Let's save it. And because it's 5x7, you're saving it, and you can put it in a regular 5x7 inch card envelope, right? And also, if you're a fan of the smaller cards, then you can do that as well. It's up to you, right? But our card is 10x7. I like to make a 5x7 inch card. It fits in a standard envelope, so that's what we're going to do. So once I've saved this, I'm going to go hit make it. Now, you guys know I always do everything in twos, so I'm going to just show you that. So there's our card base. This is the pumpkin. That's going to be the background. Color is black, but I would choose a dark brown. And here's the, for around like the huggy thing around the cup. What do you call that? The thing that makes your hands not burn off. And then here we go. Here are all of our images. Now we want to get down to this. What happened? Look at this. Pumpkin spice. It's all over the place. Can't have that. We need to cancel. And we need to take this image and we need to do, come on down here to combine. And then we choose the top one, which is weld. Okay. So let's see how that looks when we hit make it again. Let's come on down here. There we go. it's all together. So I said that I was going to cut this on smart vinyl. So to do that, I need to go to the image information. I don't know if you can see, it's right here. And I'm going to switch it to without matte. Okay, and that's automatically going to show up in as smart vinyl. So then I can go ahead and cut everything out. And I'm not gonna cut this out. It's pretty easy, but I do want to show you how the smart vinyl works in case, where's my extra smart vinyl? I only have so much, but in case you are new to smart vinyl, there's a couple of new machines that deal only with, well, they don't only, but they, majority of which are for smart vinyl. So let's go ahead and do it on my Maker 3, which is, it's not the newest machine anymore. It's not the newest machine anymore, but it does cut smart vinyl. So I chose smart vinyl permanent. Now my trick is I always put more pressure on. Okay, and now I'm going over here to have a look at my machine. I only have a few inches left on this roll, but I should be okay because it's told me that I need 6 inches and I have 8. So this should work, okay? So I'm just gonna slide it underneath like this. And I'm gonna hit the load button. Now it's gonna check to see if I have enough in there. You see? So don't get afraid because you have just this little bit left. You have to, use your scraps. This is a scrap. So, and then you hit go and it starts to cut out. Now I will have some leftover scrap here and I'll just use that as scrap. So I can actually put it on a mat. But after I've used up this piece, I won't be able to put it back into the machine probably. Okay. Going pretty fast. I'm going to check the... Oh, Tara's here and Joyce. Hi, nice to see you guys. Who else we got? Yeah, I know you guys are real hot down in Texas. Man, you sure you don't want to move up here? It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Except the cost of living is terrible. My sister came down for the weekend from New Hampshire. And I don't know, it's like she's on a locomotive. She just talks fast, goes fast, thinks fast, everything's fast. And she says it's because she's come back to the city. Like she's much more relaxed in the country, she says. And I'm like, I don't know about that. All right, so that's done. Let's come down there. I know, it's ridiculous. The only reason why I'm here is because I was born here. I don't think I could have afforded, and I bought my property well before this crazy property boom. Peabody was once known as a really great city for people to move to because all the taxes and everything were pretty cheap. But things are getting not so cheap anymore. So here are all my pieces to my card. Let me show you my card again. Now you can put, if you wanted to put like some autumnal pattern that you have. I'll be honest with you, I haven't had a chance to get out all my fall paper, my Christmas paper. I still have Valentine's paper in my right. Like I have all my paper behind me and I have them all in like these cubbies or whatever, and there's still Valentine's stuff there, and spring, summer. So I got to work on that, but I haven't been feeling that well. Anyway, there's our card. Let's go ahead and start building it. So I'll need a little bit of transfer tape for this. I'm also going to need some foam tape and some double stick tape and some glue. if you want to put it together the way that I have put it together. So there's our card base, and here's 1 and 2, okay? So those are going to be our layers. So let's have a look at our front piece. It's just that coffee cup, and we're going to take this for a lid. And this piece is going to go sort of halfway down. It'll fit. If you go too high, it'll be too small, you see? If you go too low, it will overlap. So it has to be about here. And what we're going to do is glue those 2 pieces on first. I even hear the crows are out there. That means it's fall, guys. My crows, my crow friends. Do you know crows are one of the most intelligent birds? A lot of people don't like them, but I like them. But they're super intelligent. They consider, some people think that they're sort of harbingers of evil or something. I guess maybe like the raven sort of thing, but I like my crows. They're awful cute, I think. All right, so we've got our coffee cup made. Let's talk about this. This is our pumpkin. So you see, this is the back, and it's going to just show the stem. So this is the really the top piece. It's going to go this way, and then we have the middle piece, and making sure that this is cut out correctly. See how the little bump here is a little bit bigger? That's the bottom. And then this goes on top. So I would like to use pop dots for this. So I'm going, or I say pop dots. These are, it's foam tape. I bought this foam tape at Michael's. It was pretty cheap, like buy one, get one. And I'm going to sort of pop some of this. That's what I call it, pop dot. They just pop, they make the product pop. They make your project pop. I don't know. It's just what we call them. All right, I'm going to also do that for that front piece. And I have this little extra, so I'll just put that in there too. Okay, so let's glue this bit to here. Just like that. And then we have to take the other side of this off. I use my weeding tool to do that because it's double-sided, right? And then again, oop, those things stick to you. Then I would put it right here. All right, nice and sturdy. And then we'll take this one. I don't know, I was thinking I was going to send this to my aunt because I heard last week that she had suffered a minor stroke or something from my cousins. But it was over the summer, but I wasn't feeling well, and I haven't been in touch with her. Last time I saw her was November. She lives in Watertown. But I just want to be able to get out to see her. She's my only living aunt. All right, so look, isn't that cute? And then we've got our card base, and you can see here, there is the score line. We're just going to fold it into the score line like this. Like this. And I use my score, this is a scraping tool, but that's what I use to score it so that it's nice and sharp, fresh, nice and scored. There we go. So now we have our nice card base, and then we have our 2 card layers, right? Mats, I don't know, whatever you call them. All right, so I'm going to use my double stick tape for this. I just have to find where I left off. Here it is. And I'm going to put this right here. Some people use double stick tape that comes in a like a plastic thing. and they don't have to deal with it's like a dispenser. But to be honest with you, I think it's kind of wasteful because a lot of times you just throw them away and they don't have all that much stuff on them. So that's why I use this double stick tape. Some of them are refillable, which is okay. But I don't like having all that plastic. It just feels like wasteful to me. So that is that. Now, which one is this? This is the bigger of the two. So we're going to, right? It's bigger too, yeah. Let's go ahead and get this onto the card base evenly as possible. We'll do the same with this one. There we go. So I have some really good news. I had a terrible week last week, and I couldn't figure out why. I was so sore, achy, and just everything. And then it struck me because when in 2020, when I first had my first bout with cancer, after chemo number 3, I had this like feeling like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I just couldn't even walk. They had to take me to the bathroom. I didn't have a walk or anything then. And it was the same feeling that I was having last week. So I told my doctor, it's like I'm just overwhelmed with this pain. I can't get out of bed, everything like that. Well, she prescribed some pain medication, which is great, but it still didn't, it just sort of helped. Well, that was my off week on my chemo, and I think what I've done is developed, or I've found a pattern here, which is that the week after, because I go 1 week on, 1 week off, the week after my my chemo is the bad week. And then, so that's when I should take the medication. So this morning is my on week, and I actually walked without any assistance out here, and it was pretty good, no pain or anything. So I'm trying to get a handle on this cancer, and so the treatments I think are worse than the cancer, but yeah, you just put up with it. But I was just so happy this morning. I was like, I'm walking. I mean, I can't walk around the block, but I'm walking. So I'm going to chalk that up as a positive. So we've got our card. See, we've got the 2. We're going to put the sentiment in, but we're going to first affix this. So I'm pretty happy about that. Oh yeah, I've got my Joann's paper coming in today. And let's see what else. I'm sure there's some fall stuff at Michael's, but I haven't been able to find it. They have Halloween out, so they kind of do Halloween pretty big. All right, so we're going to take this card and sort of center it correctly on here. And there is the outside of our card. It's just so cute, isn't it? It's so cute. So let's talk vinyl, which is really cute. Okay, so here's my vinyl Happy Pumpkin. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to use my weeding tool and grab that corner and start rolling off. Now we do need to make sure that all the pieces, and that includes this eye, the dot for this eye, which got left off. Oh, there it is on my other one. So I wanted to make sure it showed up on this one. All right, and there you go. And now we need to weed in between the letters. There we go. So if you're not a vinyl person, or you just happen to have collected it and you just, I haven't figured out what to do with it. I like to use it on the inside of my cards. A lot of times I do also use iron-on, because you can use iron-on for card sentiments, and that's pretty cool. But I have so much vinyl, I don't know what to do with it all, so I use it in my cards. Pumpkin. There's like a little tiny bit here that I don't know if it's going to come out. All right. You see, that just doesn't want to come out. I don't know why. And now we got to deal with the inside of the, see right here? Ooh, that's going to take some work. So I'm going to try to lift those pieces there. Ah, here goes my pumpkin. Don't want to lift the whole pumpkin now. This could be difficult. So I think I will actually lift it and take out the pieces like this, you know? See if that works. It did work. Okay. Now we need some transfer tape. Take all the little things off your fingers, you know. A pin pen. Oh, you do? Where did you get that, Leslie? I don't know where I would get a pin pen. So worried about this P right here. See it? Oh, there it is. All right. So now that it's all weeded, we can go ahead and take a piece of transfer tape. This is just transfer tape on a roll. I'm going to remove the backing. You can also buy backing lists, or whatever they call it, backlit. I don't know. No liner list. They call it liner list because there's no liner. And let's go ahead and put that on there. And then I do also use the scraper, make sure that I'm burnishing it really well onto my transfer tape, because it is what it is. It's called transfer tape. All right, come on. And let's have a look. Nope, maybe I didn't do it enough. All right, let's try it this way. Okay. Let's see. It's working. Oops. So the piece is not working. The N. Come on, N. There you go. Whew. We did it. This is throwaway. Let's grab our card. And be careful with what kind of paper you use if you're going to use vinyl, because some of the vinyl sort of will, like when you take off the transfer tape, it will pull on the paper. It does depend on the paper that you're using. This is actually Cricut cardstock in, I think it's called cream. And so I think right here, be good. I'm not going to push it completely down. I'm just trying to make sure that all those letters attach. I still have this corner over here. And then I'm going to very gently roll it off so I don't pull up anything. And I left a little tiny piece of vinyl up here. Actually, it's transfer tape. And that's our card. What do you think? Do you love it? Do you hate it? What do you think? I'm going to check the, yeah, they do. Use a mechanical pencil without the lead and put in a sewing needle at the bottom, keeping out the point. That's interesting. That's really interesting. All right, so that's our card for today. As far as we've been doing themes for the last few weeks, because we did a joy theme, we did a what else did we do? We did a my sister's birthday theme. We've done a few different themes, and so I haven't thought of one for this week, and it's a short week because I didn't have Monday class. So so I think I'm just gonna try to do some like fallish type of things. I really need to make a new wreath for my door because it still has tulips on it, and my wreath is the tulip wreath. So I was thinking about making chrysanthemums. How was the party? The party was fabulous, Gladys. It was really fun. She really enjoyed herself, and I've never had that. I haven't had those many people over my house since way before COVID. It was nice. The house was filled with joy and laughter, and I really enjoyed that. I wish I was feeling better. Like I wish I was feeling like I am today, but it's still everybody enjoyed themselves and got to see people I haven't seen in a while. My sister's best friend, whose name is Amy, came over, and Owen was there helping out. Andy, my sister's boyfriend, and some other people. Oh, my niece Leanne, who's 32 now, and her boyfriend Matt. They both work in hospitals. They're both nurse practitioners, so that was really nice. And she loved the decorations. She loved the decorations, Gladys. She really did. So, so this week I think I'm going to start cutting out some chrysanthemums, big chrysanthemums, and maybe I'll also do sunflower too. I'm not sure, but I thought a chrysanthemum wreath would be nice. And I thought that's what I would try. And I'm going to put it on a base so that it looks realistic, and we'll try that out. All right. And we'll see you all tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great day. And thank you so much for joining me. Take care of yourselves, okay? And each other, of course. Okay? Bye.